Hello, everybody. It's your boy, EG Madness. And this time I'm going to be taking the content in a little bit of a different direction. For a while, I've been kind of pumping out these Madness Retaliation speedruns. And this time, because I'm kind of like the whole authority on the speedrunning scene, I thought I would kind of take a moment to do something, shake it up a little bit. And instead of showing you something of my creation for the Madness Retaliation speedrunning community, highlight the community that we have, because that's what it is. It's a community. It's more than just me. We have a whole Discord for it and everything linked here on the speedrun.com page. I'll probably put a link to it in the description. But yeah, this was just a little coaching session that I wanted to do for a member of the community who said it sounded like a good idea while I verified his run. And so I think this should be good. I'm pretty sure I watched through this before, but something unfortunate happened with the audio when I went to do that coaching session, so this is kind of like a take two. So all right, well let's get right into it. I'm just going to be basically kind of checking through this man's glitched any percent run and kind of giving advice where I see fit, and just adding my input here and there. So
Sei praticamente
let's get it going.
che ha fatto un glitchless run.
Sì, in realtà ho scoperto io il glitch. Che potevi poi sbufferare. L'ho scoperto io, se metti pausa e fai, l'ho scoperto io.
Grande.
Se vai a vedere molti messaggi per
Sì, no,
server,
sì, ho visto,
ci sono io, lo
visto.
spiego.
Ho
Ma
visto.
molti.
Aspetta, ti faccio la stream.
The classic.
Ha detto qualcosa di me?
Streaming is an interesting play here.
No,
That
niente.
seems to be kind of dragging down the performance a little bit, but I'm not going to judge.
Mi ha detto che lo vincevi tu. Poi non ha detto
Sì.
nient'altro.
Do what you want, man.
Vai, faccio
Sorry, I'm a little tired.
superare il mio record 43, voglio fare sub 40.
Non posso guardare, devo andare adesso, ci vediamo.
Ciao.
Now, typically you want to open a save menu when you move to the right there before you do your tab movement, because that'll let you close the menu, walk into this room, and then save over this room. Let you open up another save menu. Okay. Taking some measures to kind of improve performance. I respect it. Okay, the double movement. That's good. Alright. Getting that Mac 10. Getting stocked up. You don't really need to have a save menu there. You can just do it when you get to the top of the elevator. Yeah. See, it gives you an extra room to move to the right. Alright, is this double movement? Yep. Nice, nice. Okay. Good stuff. Got both lockers all geared up. Pretty much primed and ready to go right to savior. Alright. So first big thing here that I'm going to talk about, and you can tell that there is something wrong with the routing as soon as you branch off here. Well, you see, here's the thing. Let me explain. So, say he goes into this room and gets this shotgun, axe, and flash. Okay. I mean, there's another room that you get a flashbang and an axe from, but maybe they find some merit in getting the shotgun or something for late game heavy or something. So okay, whatever. You know what? This is not too bad. So let's just say we take this route here, going off this stretch here, and we're not going to get the other axe locker later. So okay, let's presume that's the play. That's not too bad of a routing deviation. I could see it. Now, one big thing though is, why are we equipping here? This is something to think about. So, if we're equipping here, are we planning to fight something before the savior, or like, are you not going to be equipping savior gear for fighting savior first, or I don't know. It's just kind of like it's a bit of a confusing play, but let's keep moving on. Because equipping in any percent glitched is like only really... See, this is another thing. Equipping in any percent glitch is only really good if you're doing it right before like something that you have to fight, because otherwise it's kind of pointless because you're skipping through like all of the fights. So it's best to leave that for when you need to do it. And this... See, now we're coming down here. So now this is like a big routing deviation. Like, you don't really need a second MAC-10 locker. Like, okay, maybe coming down here, getting the shotgun and the MAC-10 locker is fine if you don't get the MAC-10 locker that's, like, back before key 1. But if you're going to get this locker, too, I mean, it's a little redundant. You don't really need it. You're not going to use that equipment. And then another big question is, like, why are we going through the elevator, Snake? It's just, like, it's a lot of rooms to go through. Like, a lot of rooms. Just seems a little unnecessary, if you ask me. Now, this is a little confusing to me. What are we doing here? Going to the basement? Seems a little bit early for this, man. You're gonna have to backtrack, and you don't want to have to backtrack without the halo. And then key 3 is an interesting choice. In glitched, you don't really need key 3 for anything, so I don't know, dude. Yeah, that's a big thing when it comes to timing double movements like that. Usually, you want to kind of make it so that when you're like loading into a room and you're double moving, you want to like right as they like kind of finish moving into the room, you want to... Makes it a lot easier to hit the second movement. Oh wait, is this a room that you can't double move in? Wow, I think it actually is. Oh, whoops. Yeah, you kind of want to get it like right towards the very end, like... Yeah, you could see him do it nice, or like earlier in the run, like where he was kind of like the guys almost pretty much stopped moving and he just clicked it twice. That's about when you want to do it, is like right when they just about finish filing into the room. That's the best timing. It gives you a double move like pretty much 100% of the time. Alright, okay. See, now this, for an any percent run, this has kind of gotten to the point of, like, what's our route? Like, what's the goal, you know? Like, when you're doing this kind of stuff, you kind of got to get, like, you got to get your ducks in a row. Like, you got to know, like, what your goals are. Like, I feel like at this point, there's no, like, goal that's, like, being worked towards effectively. Like at that point, you're down here. You don't have the halo. You're gonna have to do a bunch of backtracking later. You don't have the safety of double health. You're going over here. It's like what do we need advanced med kits for at this point, or at any point in any percent? Because when it comes down to it, you get 12 health kits out of a locker right before the Auditor, and you get 4 in the beginning, and you kind of compile health kits throughout the run, and by the time you get to the final boss, you should have like 20 or something, and that's the only place that you're going to really use a bunch of them, and that's like 20 times out, that's like 160 health. Like 160 health worth of health packs for the final boss is like fine. You don't need 320 health points worth of health packs. That's kind of overkill. It's like you're not really fighting much in this run to begin with, so it seems a little bit like wasteful. Like you kind of got to like judge what's really worth your time when you're doing like routing. Like my route basically has me going from here, like just through this area here to get Sam for gear, then to go down and get the Halo and Savior's gear, just basically because everything makes the following things that need to be done easier and faster. Like the Halo, we rush to get the Halo first because it gives you additional, so like, okay, I'm kind of going about this the wrong way. Let's look at our goals. So the ultimate goal of any percent, like the one singular goal that must be achieved, is to beat the Auditor fight, essentially, or get to the credits. But as of right now, the only way to do that is to beat the Auditor fight. So, okay, what's going to help us beat the Auditor fight? Well, to beat the Auditor fight very quickly, or to even get there at all, you need key card 4. Okay, well, so while we're over there, is there anything over there that can help us speed up the fight? Yes, the PID and the clown makeup can, greatly. So what helps us get that? Like, what helps us get the PID quickly? Well, the PID is gotten through the tricky fight, which is a pain in the ass, but you can make it not a pain in the ass if you get the Hank gear at the end of the hallway here. And we have a route that can do that for you relatively quickly. Getting the Halo and the Hank gear makes it so that you don't die to a random clown bomb for whatever reason, and then you have a guy that can jump all over the room and kill a instance of Tricky in one hit with a binary sword if you get the binary sword. And so you go up here, you get the stuff to kill Savior with. It's all contained right up here. You go down to Savior, fight the Savior, get that double health, get the armor-piercing revolver, which is super handy in the Auditor fight, and get the binary sword, which is handy in the Tricky fight. You skip down through here, go down here, and you end up right next to the Hank gear. You get the Hank gear, gears you up for Tricky completely, and the Auditor fight. Then you go up through here, do some skipping nonsense, go down here, and kill Tricky, essentially, and get the PID, just like a quick as a snap of the fingers. Go over, grab the Savior gear, just because it helps you out after doing some item duping from Tricky stuff. After you have that PID, and then you go back, using your turned on halo to walk through the rooms that you've already skipped. You go, you get the makeup, you warp, try to get over here somewhere, get those 5 stacks that you need for the fight, and just get up there, grab the saucy gear, and go. You have everything. It covers all your bases, you know? It gets you ready for the main objective as quick and as effectively as you probably can. Like, going through all those, like, extra rooms and getting all of that gear and like, things that, like, you never, like, really need, because you have everything pretty much on that short route just right in front of you. It makes you backtrack a lot. It has you do a lot of unnecessary moving around, when you just really don't need to at all. You kind of gotta take into account what you need a little bit more, like what will get you on the fastest track to your next objective to get you on track to the final objective, you know? It all kind of flows together. It's a tough flow to, like, understand, but if you think about it a bit and you kind of, like, judge what's worth what and everything, take a minute for all that, it comes together eventually. But it's a little tricky. I will admit, it's tough. Long story short, just kind of weigh your options, think about what's worth it and when you should be getting what. Like, I normally save this part, the Hank hallway, until after Savior, because, I mean, without the halo, you have to walk back through a hallway that could be swimming with dudes, so it's like, why bother, right? Because traveling back could be really frustrating. Potentially. I mean, not always. It's a bit of a coin flip, but... But yeah, see what I mean? Like, right there. That was just random chance, and you just got hit by it. All of this traveling towards some unspecific goal it's just gonna lead to more and more backtracking. It's either that or rooms that you're going to end up retracing your steps over pointlessly. I'm confused. I don't even, like, I don't know what's over here that's so worth grabbing. This just kind of seems like a really out of the way area to be in. I don't know why you decided to wrong warp there. That seems like you could have done it a lot earlier. I don't understand why we had to fight that. And I don't know what we're coming up here for. This gear is not that great. I mean, I guess you can make Saver really fast, but Saver is already a pretty fast fight. It's something that you can get done pretty early with almost like base dudes. Also, what is this? This zombie has a shotgun and a machine gun and no melee to take advantage of the zombie head, which literally gives no bonuses except for replenishing AP on melee kill. That is really confusing. It's kind of got me. It's kind of blowing my mind. Yeah, see, I mean, like, see what I mean? Like, now you're doing all this backtracking and just running into a bunch of stuff that just would not have popped up otherwise. Just a lot of completely unnecessary backtracking. You would never see this area of the game again if you were doing the standardized route. Also, I feel like you kind of like accidentally got a wrong warp there that you could have just loaded the game after you got it. You didn't have to walk all the way back. The save was like in the elevator. This just seems like a waste. You should just main menu, open up a save menu, and then save over this room. This room is a long fight. This room is a really long fight. Man, you have a headband. I'm pretty sure you have ammo camo too from Hank Hallway or something like that. That stuff should be on the guy with the rifle. So that's big AP right there. You want to have as much AP as possible on the guy that's shooting the rifle. See, and then you end up going out of the way for that locker just because probably you saw it in like a speedrun of mine or something, and that's just, it's not worth it. If you already got the flashbang and the axe, that's what you need that locker for. So there's like not really any reason to go down there for it. So why not kill the dudes in the back? Yeah, just get in range, kill him. Yeah. Yeah, it's not gonna block any of their spawns. Yeah. You gotta be one space forward from there if you want to block the spawns. Pretty sure it's like 4th tile, bottom row. Okay, you have the halo. Now it's time to get a move on to Tricky, right? That fight was a little clunky. It needed to be optimized a little bit. Like, I in my opinion. Like, I would just get a guy with high AP to mow down all the dudes in front, have some long-range weapon guy with, like, hook or something, get the guys in the back, like, one hook, one submachine gun, mow the 2 guys down in the back and set up the positioning for blocking the zombie spawns, have the armor piercing, like usually the guy with the revolver and a lot of AP, just gun down the savior, block the zombie spawns, have your other guys clean up, flash, just knock him out next turn with the revolver. Like, revolver, SMG, and hook are pretty much like all you really need for that fight, and adequate AP gear, but you have more than enough of that with all that excess that you took before doing the savior fight. Well, there we go. There's that key 3 coming in clutch, opening that door. You can skip it. I do recommend learning the triple skip method. That's the good stuff right there. See, now, here's a really big time save that you could have going into this area, is just learning one room load setups, like save menu setups. Like, it's as easy as saving, pressing tab, going up, and that puts your kind of like reticle over load game. You press enter, tab, down, enter. Enter, tab, down, enter. See? Enter, tab, down, enter. It's like a fluid motion that you just kind of gotta like get the hang of. Just save, tab, over to load game, enter, tab, down, enter. Enter, tab, down, enter. Bam. And there you go. Just like that. Set up, save, up. Enter, tab, down, enter. Then you can move again, save, enter, tab, down, enter, and you can move again. You can just see, you can just save through all those rooms without having to go back and then opening the save menu, and then you get to move, and then it just saves a lot of enter, tab, down, enter. Bam. And you can just move right on to the next room. You already got your save menu up, and you can just keep doing it through all these rooms. Bam. See, it's like I was able to move through this hallway so quickly. It's very big time save. Highly recommend just kind of learning that motion. It can be kind of tricky at first, but it's definitely worth the time save. The biggest issue here, though, is definitely routing. I do encourage you to kind of look into your routing a little bit more. Okay. Interesting play, going for the dragon sword before tricky. I wonder what the play there is. Alright, so here's the pre-tricky equip. Let's see what we got coming up. Really? No Hank with the binary sword, huh? Hank with the binary sword is like... It's like the one good place that he can use the binary sword. It's like the one good place for the binary sword at all. Kind of boggling my mind here. I mean, sure. I guess you can get this gear before the clown. Okay. Oh, You know, that's another interesting thing. Typically, you kind of want to put Hank across the room. Like, you want to set up for your other CQB that has the axe to be able to just take that 5 health swing off of him in the smoke. I wonder... I mean, like, why... That's like the meta weapon equipped for Hank, is the hook and the sword. Mainly just because he's going to be the one that's alive for pretty much the entire fight. And he's the one that the weapons are going to be the most effective on. I wonder why you've decided to put it on the other CQB. No, don't shoot at him with a gun. Don't shoot at him with a gun. That's like day one Madness Retaliation speedrunning stuff is just do not shoot at Tricky with a gun. Yeah, bring out the sword, dude. Why? Why don't shoot at him with the gun, dude? Why? Don't shoot at him with the gun. You're only gonna have to kill more of him. See, now it's just you and Hank, just like it usually is with this fight. Glitched. And you're still just burning all that AP on using the gun. And it just, yeah, there you go. See, it just does so much more damage. It's faster. It's like, there's no reason not to. There you go. You even got a little boost from the clown. There you go. And if every kill on Tricky had been with a melee weapon, he would be dead by now.
Oh, no stun? Let's go.
Yeah, that's lucky.
You didn't give me stun. That's cool, actually.
Alright, so now you make the mad dash back to the makeup. If I were you, I'd be more careful about the rooms that you save over down here, because the more rooms that you have available to teleport to down here by save skipping in them, the higher the chances that you get a PID warp down there. And Club M is not where you want to be teleporting to at all. Alright, there you go. So time to prep and move out, and don't bother equipping here. There's no point. You can just save the equip until the end. You're not going to be fighting any more rooms. And you have more stuff to equip that you'll get later, so... it's workable. But that's really good. Man, you got mad lucky right there. It's an interesting way of going about this room. I think if I were you, I would have just ended the turn right there. That's actually not a bad strat. Moving in, doing the Bloodlust double kill into hitting that group of 3 in the back, and then just ending turn with sword up so you just deflect the other 2 to death. That's not bad. Yeah, I was gonna say, what? What are we opening that locker for? Muscle memory from Hundo? Okay. Getting an extra room worth of stacks is a fair safe strat. I respect it. It's okay. You don't lose much time and you get a bit of extra security, so no issue going for that. This room takes a while, though. I don't know about this room. I don't know if that was the right call, but...
That's okay.
You don't ever want... The Grey Tatters are not a good armor. It's like the only thing they do is health, and health is the last thing you want on a clown. It's not really like an important stat, really. Like you want AP. You want either max AP or AP regen, and the Grey Tatters do neither of those. Okay. It's business as usual, running through the warp tower. See? I mean, you gotta use the time doing another equip. Even though it's not nearly as long, it's just like, why open up the menu again? Unless something like really changes the game. Which I can see, like, maybe kind of zombie head on the Hank guy, but... Hank jacket guy. Okay, good. Remember to take out Dragon Sword. That's important. That's good luck.
So it's like 22 minutes, yeah.
Now see,
Take 5 or 6 minutes.
I think if I were you, I would put danger sign.
Get sub 30.
I think I would put danger sign on the zombie if I were you, mainly just because of its ability to do kind of like rifle style, like multi-enemy hitting in a line. In ability, or like in tandem with having the ability to proc his bloodlust. I think that's like really important. And always having the deflect no matter what weapon you have out. So like you don't gotta waste time switching anytime or anything like that. It pretty much functions the same. I mean, like same AP per like damage per AP kind of ratio, and still like a pretty decently ranged weapon. It's just giving that like multi-target hitting, and bloodlust proccing is like pretty good. So that's just my recommendation. See, you gotta, if you're gonna have a zombie, you gotta know how to proc bloodlust like every single turn. This is another thing that confuses me. You have a deagle. If you're gonna equip all that stuff, you gotta, like, why not use the deagle over the Beretta? Four damage per AP over 3 damage per AP is like a pretty big change, despite the fact that it's like only 1 damage. Yeah, see, something tells me you're never gonna end up using the danger sign on that Hank head guy. Even though if you have the Hank head on him, you should like pretty much always be using it over the hook. It doesn't make sense to have the hook on him. The hook just only does 2 damage per AP. It's not to mention the character that you have it on can warp around the room, and range isn't really much of an issue for him. So it's a little redundant. Or pointless, I suppose.
No, aspetta, dapat hindi ko. Dapat hindi ko! Yep, 25 minutes. do it. I can get sub 30.
Alright, so what are we gonna do for the big wave? See, now here's the thing. One of the most important things that you can do with this wave is making sure that your clown guy dies the previous turn, like to end the wave, because then he respawns with 6 AP, and it's just enough to move across the room to be able to stand in front of a Saucy and like pretty much guarantee a kill on one. Saucies are just too dangerous to leave alive. And so anytime you can just pick one off or like get one out of the picture is good. You got to make sure that you're doing that. Which is why I developed a strat for eliminating both Saucies in one turn here by walking to the corner. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, man, you gotta like stand in between them. And now you're kind of like dying a lot. You gotta make sure not to die all willy-nilly. If I were you, I would just honestly focus the Saucy. That's not good. That's really not good. That's terrible, dude. You had 2 charges there. Technically, you didn't even really need to use one. You could have just kept your dragon sword out on the zombie and had an anime battle to the death with that Saucy, and it would have killed him. I mean, dude, you got 35. You got the super health packs, man. You got to use them. When your guys are respawning like that, I mean, you can't throw caution into the wind on the auditor fight. That's how you drop runs. You gotta heal up, man. The only one that you probably don't want to consider healing up is the clown, and that's in like most cases. Like sometimes even he needs to be healed up, but you just gotta keep an eye on that, man. If you're gonna get the plus health packs, which I don't recommend, you got to use them. You got to prioritize keeping your dudes alive, because this is how you use up all the stacks and get that big fat 0 down there. So.
Shit, give me the clown. No, that's bad. That's bad, but I think you can still do it. yeah, I can still do it.
Yeah, dude, you gotta, if you're gonna have the sign on that guy, you gotta use it, because that guy can just warp around. There's no reason to not do that. The hook is just such a bad source of damage. The hook is on par with like the very first pistol in the game. Like it's not good. It's got long range, but when you can just move anywhere and 1 AP, range isn't much of a factor.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, that's the classic.
Cool.
Wow, he lived, but probably not for long. Yeah. Cause that's what happens. Okay, got Samford out of the way. Yep.
No. Ah, shit. No more sub 30. Yep. No sub 30.
Use the sign. Thank you. You have the super health packs, dude. You gotta heal every 16 health. Not every 8 health. Don't use the hook. Don't use the hook. Okay.
Yep. It's done. No more sub-security.
Yeah, I mean, fighting Hank without the clown head is just miserable. And especially without the Hank gear too, like the Hank jacket. It slows the fight to a crawl. It's just, you never want to see it happen.
Oh,
Well,
okay, yeah, I did
there it is.
sub-security, let's go. I was about to lose it, but I did.
Yeah, so okay, big points, big notes to take away from this is just basically know specifically what your run values. Like, don't get any excess with any percent. It's usually pretty low percent because you tend to want to get only what you need and nothing more. Like stuff like the super health packs and the extra equipment, like off by the elevator snake, is pretty unnecessary. Getting the stuff before, like getting all of that like key 3 area kind of stuff before the savior is kind of like, it makes for really slow, clunky backtracking. Kind of not too great time wise there. I mean, because you're probably gonna end up needing the halo anyway. And if nothing else, you might just want his gear. His gear is pretty good. Yeah, I mean, just setting the route straight, kind of like little things like one room save setups, stuff like that. Just take everything here with the grain of salt. I know you're kind of like newer to the scene, but this is a good step in the right direction from your previous run. Just keep working on everything that I mentioned here. So cool. I will do a timing on this after I end the video, but it will end up getting verified. Congratulations, nZephi, to you on your sub 30 run. Hopefully, I can see you get sub 20 at some point in the future. That'd be pretty cool. All right, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys at a later date with potentially another coaching video or another run, or I don't know what I'm going to do next. Let me see what you want in the comments. I'm still thinking about working on that weapons video. I don't know. I might not. I don't know. But all right, cool. Peace. Subscribe.